Good morning.
Welcome to Unity Church.
Thank you.
Salt Lakes. We're so happy to have you here today. It's wonderful to see so many people. So, as you know, maybe most of you know here, I am a retired religious science minister. And I have been with Unity now here in this church since I moved here 8 years ago. I found it right away, and I don't miss. I have always really felt that my home is here. It just fits so well. And it was interesting because one of the things about religious science was, from my memory, is we didn't really talk about the Bible. We didn't reference the Bible so much in my talks and everything I did. And when I came here, right before that, I had been driven to take a course, a really extensive course in Bible study. So I wound up for 5 or 6 years studying each year a different book of the Bible. And I had not really studied it when I was going to church and I was younger, so this was really interesting to get all this. And then I came here and I noticed how deeply we are involved in the Bible, how much we have our own interpretation of it, which is wonderful, but we reference the Bible so much. So it was nice to pull my religious science together with my Unity teachings, and I just love it here. So we're supposed to start today. Let me see, this is not my list. Where? Can you move the slide? What happened, Kathryn? Did you see my right there under her phone? Under her notebook? No. Well, if you'll just move the slides along for me so I know what I'm going to do, okay? We're going to start this morning with Unity Church of Salt Lakes, our mission statement. So will you join me, please, as we do this? Unity Church of Salt Lakes is a spiritual center of love and light, teaching and supporting one another in transforming our lives by living the truths taught by Jesus Christ and other master teachers. We joyously and lovingly support our church with our time, talent, and gifts. We are so abundantly blessed. Thank you, God. The next one is another one that we said.
Vision.
The vision statement, does that come next? A world of oneness where all people are free to express their divine potential. All right, and I love these flowers up here this morning. They're absolutely beautiful, and we will thank Reverend Jewel for that, and also Reverend Tony, who's not here today. She was supposed to do our prayer this morning and called and said she was not feeling well, so I not only get to do platform for Kate this morning, who was also the beginning was supposed to do it, but I get to do the prayer this morning, so when it comes time, I'll be happy to do that. We have music today with Amy MacLaughlin, and she's going to now start us with a song today.
We do have the lyrics as well, right? Okay. Love myself the way I am. There's nothing I need to change. I'll always be the perfect me. There's nothing to rearrange. I'm beautiful and capable of being the best me
today, Reverend Kathryn McDowell. And I asked Kathryn if she had anything she wanted for me to talk about with her. And other than the fact that she is also, like me, a retired religious science reverend, ordained minister, she said she's one of 9 children. And she is the second oldest, and this lovely lady named Wyona over here is 90 years old, and she is the oldest. So we have the oldest and almost the youngest today. The second youngest, there's one more after her. So lovely to have you here today, Kathryn, and we look forward to your speech. So is there anyone here new for the first time? I know we have Mark over here.
Yeah, we have Dave, my brother-in-law is new, and this is his daughter Megan, and this is my sister Chris, so they're all a family, and they came from Nebraska for my wife's memorial service. And my mother is here for the second time.
Oh, I know. Welcome. Before we do a welcome statement, several of us here had the opportunity to go to her beautiful memorial service yesterday, and it was absolutely wonderful. Such a tremendous, tribute to Debbie, and what a wonderful lady of light she was in the world. So I'm so grateful that I had the opportunity to do that.
You got to sing a little bit too.
Yeah, we sang a little bit. He incorporated music, so when Mark got up to speak, it was so touching because after he spoke, he had his song, his favorite song, that he knew with Debbie, and it was, do you tell him?
I can't keep my eyes.
I can't keep my eyes off of you.
And
So,
I had sung it to her on her voicemail a few years back, and it was on her voicemail for 4 years until she got a new phone. And every time she was feeling glum or down, she would press play and listen to it again, and she said it would just uplift her spirits.
So we all stood up, and I don't know how many were there, but I'm thinking close to 200 or 300 people.
We're thinking about 300.
300 people. They had to bring in extra chairs and everything to do it. But then we stood up and we sang that with Mark for Debbie. And we also did that for his daughter and her daughter and her son. So it was a lovely service. So we would like to welcome you today with a thing that we say every week for ourselves and for our visitors. We love you, we bless you, and we welcome you. So now if everyone would like to kind of get more into a quiet space. We know that all God is all there is. It's everything. Everything in the universe, every particular tiny little piece of atom, molecule, it is all God. What surrounds us and indwells us, and how amazing it is to know that we are of God, that we are a part of God, that God indwells us and surrounds us and fills us. What a wonderful thing to know. And as we begin to focus on that absolutely amazing presence, and we realize that we are perfect, we are whole, we're complete, we are anything we want to be, because we are of God. And so we know that this morning, and as we know that, and as we focus on that, and we become that embodiment of God, and we come from acting our life that way, we come from that space, we know that everything is well and good and whole and perfect. And we find our lives just evolving and moving on in such beautiful ways when we are able to just live as God, as ourselves. And so as we come into this service this morning, just maybe keep that in mind and hold on to that wonderful, wonderful thought that we are God in all things. And so it is. And so it is. We have a prayer for Unity Church that we'll say now together. Unity Church of Salt Lake is a beacon of love and light, and we welcome all with open hearts and open arms to express their divine potential. We come together in oneness, creating peace, health, and happiness in our church community and the world. Divine order guides our church as it prospers and grows, providing healing, love, hope, and friendship to all, and so it is. So our daily word this morning is going to be read by Reverend Julia.
Today's daily words, June 11th, is grace. With joy and gratitude, I welcome grace. The guiding, healing, harmonizing presence and power of God is everywhere present. Divine grace is mine whenever I say yes to this presence within me. I release any thought that I am unworthy of grace. Nothing I could do or fail to do would ever disturb my divine identity. Grace need not be earned, nor can it be bought. It is inexhaustible. No matter how much comes my way, I can relax in complete trust that even more will be available as I need it. Grace doesn't happen to me. It expresses through me. Just as I have been blessed to receive grace when I have needed it, I am honored to be the conduit which flows to someone else, blessing them in a time of need. And from 2 Corinthians 4:15, yes, everything is for your sake, so that grace, it extends to more and more people, may increase thanksgiving to the glory of God. And so it is.
So Amy is going to move us into the silence with song this morning, and after she does that, Helen Daly is going to come up and do our meditation today.
Please feel free to sing with you guys now in the silence, I'm pretty sure as well. In the silence, there is a sacred place, a secret meeting place. God is there. In the silence, I find my upper room, a holy supper room. Love is there. Oh, my good is within. In my heart, I'm listening. In the silence, there is a sacred place, a secret meeting place. God is there, peace is there, I am there.
And now if everybody will just close their eyes and go to that place where you're feeling in complete peace within yourself. And we all realize that God is our most potent healer. No matter what's going on in our life, He helps it all. And we do this on our Sunday services during our closing tributes, when we know that the light of God surrounds us. We know this as the prayer of protection. But what if we woke up every day and throughout the day thought the very things that are in that prayer? As you absorb right now, I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. And you absorb, I am the love of God. And as you let these thoughts and feelings just take over your body, think of how enlightened you are. The power of God protects us. Please absorb, I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. Know, as you say to yourself, I am the presence of God. We know that wherever we are, God is, and therefore all is well. But as we absorb that light and the love and the power and the presence of God, think if you wake up thinking that every morning. It's so easy to let everything just go that isn't in line with what you want from your life. As the light and love of God enfolds us, His presence sends healing energy to each and every one of us. You yourself are light, love, and powerful enough to help in any healing process you need to experience. Feel secure in the belief that wherever you are, God is, and you are well. Just sit in silence with your body for a moment and know that you are glowing with this love and light and power, and that everybody in this room can feel that. You can see it on everybody's face when you look at them. Enjoy this intense moment with yourself, this moment of oneness, and your inner healing. As you feel that healing happening right this moment. That healing could just involve releasing someone or something from your past, something that doesn't need to be a part of your present life. It could be any health issue. Just feel yourself glowing with that love and light and healing. And know that you can bring this to your own life every day. Just go to this peace and quiet within yourself and say, I am the light of God. I am the love of God. I am the power of God, and I am the presence of God. You have all of this wrapped up within yourself. Know it to be true. Now, slowly and reverently, open your eyes as you continue the path to your love and healing, and let that love shine through everything you do.
I'm pretty sure you all know as well. I can see clearly now. So, if you would please like to also join in, I'd be very grateful for that.
I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that have me blind. It's gonna be bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. Oh yes, I can make it now, the pain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared. Here is the rainbow I've been praying for. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. Look around, there's nothing but blue sky. Look straight ahead, nothing but blue I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that have me blind. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. Oh, it's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day.
I was told I have to sit here. No, I have to stand here.
No, you don't, you can walk all over.
Oh, don't say that.
Okay.
Are we there?
Yeah, we're there.
Focus? Ready?
Yes.
All right, let's see what we can do here. Thank you for having me come today
There's more people over here. You guys have a problem? Just want to check. Oh, the real people are at the back table, so they're safe. You guys, we need to work a little more on it. You need friends, is that it? Hi, my name is Kathryn McDowell, and I'm so happy to be here. I've known a couple of you for a long time, almost as long as I've been a minister, and some of you are totally brand new, and I appreciate that tremendously. So hopefully today, oh, I can't say that, can I? Absolutely, beyond any shadow of a doubt today, we will find out some marvelous, wonderful things about ourselves. You ready for that?
Yes.
Oh, let's hear it, people.
Yes.
All right, we're working on it. Actually, I need to sing a little bit for you because I discovered something recently that it made my day totally and completely, probably forever. And a friend of mine, how many of you have heard a song, any kind of song by David Auck? Yes. If you saw him, if you heard him, you'd know you did. But anyway, he's been doing Science Mind stuff forever and ever and ever. I heard him sing a song not too long ago, and I just have to keep singing it because it's so magnificent. And I think you will find the same is true. The good news is that song, along with almost everything else that he has ever written, is on the internet. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. But here's the song, and it's for each and every one of us. Take a nice deep breath on that. Know who you are. Know who you are. Who I am is the difference of who I was yesterday. Who I am is who I've always been in my own way. And so I move on forward to see who comes up next, and know it also is the best. Take a nice deep breath about that, of your own self, of your own soul, of being the very best that you are, who you need to be, who you want to be, and you are that right now. You were that before the day you were born, and it will be in every day that you live and pass from what we call living. How does that feel? How does that feel to realize your magnificence? Is it possible for you, let's see it in header here, is it possible for you to understand that dimension of yourself? Unfortunately, what often happens for so many of us is that we get ourselves into that place where we don't even remember anything about our goodness because we did something wrong, we missed something, we had a bad day with a friend, our car broke down and we know we should have taken care of it last week. We have all of those dimensions of ourselves that we want to mess ourselves up a little bit. So here's the big test. Who did that this week? This means pull your arm up if you did. And if you didn't, yay! And if you don't want to say so, yay! But the key is knowing when we find ourselves caught in a trap. Especially if we believe that the trap that we caught ourselves in was our own game, our own fault, maybe even our preference. Sometimes we move ourselves into a place of discomfort because there's something in it for us. Anybody ever done that? Oh yeah, okay, now we got it. So, a lot of what I've been doing the last week or so has been running around California in a different way. Came to be with family. As was mentioned, I'm next to the youngest of the eldest. And the eldest is here as well. And can I say the numbers?
Sure, you already did.
Oh, I didn't say it. She did. Did I? See, I told her she did it. She did it. Well, my sister just turned 90. And I tell you that, not because it matters what age someone is, but the family, nieces, nephews, ex-nieces and nephews, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, etc., cousins, said we've got to have a party for this. Because she's also the eldest of all the siblings of her sister, of our mother's family. Okay, so she's just it, and she's here. And don't talk funny about her because she was a minister before I was. And some days when I'm not so much that myself. But what we did that I wanted to tell you about, the magnificence of how life goes, we said we've got to have everybody there. Now, most of us do live in the Phoenix area, which is frightening for Phoenix. So I have all the brothers, one sister in addition to her. We have cousins, we have nieces and nephews, we have great nieces and nephews. And the day that we had the party, we got into a place like this, just packed everybody in. The nieces and nephews brought all the food. They cooked themselves. The brothers helped everything get together. Cousins came from Texas, St. Louis, Colorado, other places through Missouri. And we had 50 people for her little bitty party of being 90. Now, how would you think about that if it was yours? Oh, I don't have that many wouldn't come. Well, we had a whole bunch. We had the greats and the great-greats and the leftovers. We had a gentleman show up who had been a next-door neighbor of our mother. And he had, met our sister Pat. And they dated for a long time. And he just took care of everything. Jay showed up for Wyona's birthday.
What's the date?
What's the date?
April 5th,
April 5th.
1933.
33.
Good year.
Mine's a little less than that, but it's okay. The reason that I want to speak of that is we have all of these activities in our lives that we don't quite know what to do with. We don't know where to take them. We don't know why we have them. How many of you feel old because you feel old? You don't? Okay. See, she's lost it. She doesn't even feel it anymore. Each of us find those places in our lives where we feel less than, where we feel we aren't quite ready for the next big part. And we try to find ways to make that who we are. Because we see it. Because we believe it. Because we are afraid of it. Who's afraid of something? Yeah. A little bit. The thing that we also have in Science of Mind and Unity and other New Thought groups is that we know that the totality of spirit is always existing right here, right now, exactly in its essence. Not as we think it could be, should be, or we made it, but in the total reality of God is God. Doesn't change, doesn't go away, doesn't mess with us. How many of us have trouble remembering that? Anybody have trouble remembering that? See, my little story for myself, I have a story for mine, as many of us do. And that is that I remember what Dad and the brothers used to tell me about who I was, what I did, and how I did it when I was a kid, when I was a young woman, when I was working in the family business. And I had to keep saying, that's not me, you got the wrong person. That's not me, you've got the wrong person. And yet, I had many days, many nights, many belief systems that made me look exactly like what they were calling me. Anybody else do that? Oh yeah, here we go, yeah. And understanding that magnificence that we are is so far greater than any of those circumstances. Doesn't matter if I'm the one who never got married, by the way. You know, I'm old enough, I could have. I should have. I was never asked. It's great. Anyway, everybody has those things that catch them. Of I never got to go to this school. I never got to have that job in the bank where I worked. I never got. And we find ourselves waking up on Tuesday morning and saying, you're going to do that again? Now, this year, you aren't working at the bank. You aren't chasing males or females these days. You're finding that place of wholeness and goodness and depth within yourself and allowing it to express, to be the totality of who you are. And there's always the surprise in that. It's like, I didn't know I could do that. Or the opposite, I didn't know I could do without that. Each of us looking for that way where we fit. At your worst time in your life, I want everybody to turn around slightly. That was a request. And if you don't turn around much, that's fine. But you see that beautiful grass out there, that beautiful sunlight, amazing windows, lovely people all around you. In the worst time of your life, did you ever see yourself as that? A lot of times, not at all. A lot of times, much worse. One of the best things for me about the whole teaching of New Thought is that we have within us that greater awareness. We can call it God, we can call it, perfection, we can call it wisdom, we can call it learning, growing up, letting go of the problems. But the key is to realize that that wholeness is within us. Now, it isn't something that we dream of and we hang on to and, okay, I need to be lovely today. Because there are days when I don't do lovely well, right, Wyoming? Don't say that. She will, and I will too. But each of us has those places where we find within ourselves that amazing, amazing magnificence of some dimension of ourselves. And sometimes I've had to ask myself, well, where did that come from? I never got to do that before. I never went there. I never did that. I never stood that way before. I never asked for that before, and I never got it before. And yet, sometimes there are times in our lives when we are called into the magnificence that we truly are. When we can stand there and say, I didn't know I could do that. I didn't know that I could say that. I didn't know I could say no. this magnificence of who we are, what we are. Whether we've been someone's neighbor, we've been somebody's little brother, we've been someone's guest, we've been someone's dream, we've been somebody's leftover. The reality is spirit remains fully, completely, totally inside us, outside of us, around us. Everybody take one nice deep breath. And allow that feeling of the spirit to be renewed in that wonderful place within us where we feel safe, yes, where we feel capable, where we feel we have the right to ask for something more, something stronger, something more clear than perhaps we did yesterday. Gonna give you a little exercise here this morning, if I may. Oh, by the way, who's the watch person? Who's gonna stand up and say, "Shut up, you're done"?
Yes, I can.
Okay, we got it. Don't let that woman stand up. There comes a time, though, we all need a little whoop. Stop it. Excuse me. But what I'd like you to do is close your eyes gently, just soft and gently, and think about you. Think about the magnificence that you are. The depth of spirit that you were created in being in this human experience, in this place of beauty and sky and wonderful people. People who sing, people who lift themselves up and beyond anything that may be going on in their life at this time. Okay, with your eyes still closed, I'd like to invite you, if you have something that's a challenge for you at this exact moment, you just gently stand up where you are. Just stand there for a moment. You know, maybe something didn't come in the mail or something did come in the mail. Family member didn't call. Whatever that may have been, maybe your neighbor had a conversation with you that wasn't so comfortable. If any of that has happened to you this week, just count to 3, and on the 3, stand up gently, easily, eyes closed. No one will see you. And here we are. We take a stand of ourselves, for ourselves, into a recognition of, uh-oh, something just happened. What was that? I feel a little tossed over. I feel a little left behind. I feel incomplete. All of those wonderful identifying words that don't feel so good some days. All right? Now, I want you to count to yourself to 3. And when you reach 3, speak the word to yourself that clears all of that for you right this minute. And when you feel cleared, gently, gently sit down again. Does that feel complete for you? Mm-hmm. What an interesting thing that we get to do so gently, so completely. See, we don't need to know what that was for you. We don't need to know the story. We don't need to know who said it, did it, took it, gave it, whatever it was. But you have acknowledged it. You didn't have to make it horrible for yourself. You just acknowledged it. And then you are free. Made totally free of that. Anybody want to speak how that felt for you? Oh no, I'm not telling people that stuff about me. Speak. Turn the mic on, turn it off. Oh. Oh, okay. They won't hear this.
No, they won't hear it. No.
2-minute warning. 2-minute
Well,
warning.
that's no right. You just made up my day. Golly. All right. What we have is a couple of minutes. The Spirit's so funny with that. That's okay, but this is the lesson today. The lesson today is the things that bother us the most can be gone so quickly. It was good, wasn't it? They can be gone so quickly. Remembering once again the totality of what Spirit is, how it lives within us, how it fulfills us. I do want to say I brought some treasures for you. They're on the back table back there. And it's just a little piece of paper that opens up thusly. And it has a reading in it that will help you on those days when everything seems going away or falling on you all at once. I'm so grateful for being able to be here with you today, and I will bless those who speak again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kathryn. That was lovely. I appreciate it. I know we all do. It's a wonderful remembrance that we have to just really recognize who we are at all times. All right, so now it's time. We have no affirmations today, so we will just say, I am who I am. I am. I think that's right. And all is God. And all is God. So now it's time for our offering. And I would say that unity is supported by all your tithes and your offerings. And we are a tithing church. Our board meets every month and we choose the tithes that we want to give. And we usually have some, I know Kate put some information on that. She's our treasurer from time to time to let you know who we tithe to. We do a lot of tithing to food banks. We did that during the pandemic because there was such a need for it. So we'll start with our offering prayers today, and our ladies are ready to take your offering.
Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. I am so blessed. Thank you, God.
And now Amy is going to sing I Am So Blessed, and we can all sing with her today. Karen Drucker's song.
I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I am. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
So if you'll join me now in our offering gratitude. We give thanks for these many blessings of today, and know they are but a symbol of the inexhaustible substance of the universe. I give thanks that 10 times as much or more is now on its way to me and quickly manifests in perfect ways. Right now it's time for a few announcements. We don't have a prayer partner today. Is there any one of our ladies on the prayer team who would be willing to? Thank you, Barbara. Barbara will meet anyone in the back who wants personal prayer today. The Reiki Share group that we have here every week is at 9:30 a.m. over in Cottonwood. Betty is here. She's in the back with the sunglasses on. And she will be happy to share with you about our Reiki group today. Our metaphysical group meets every other Wednesday, and that's with Reverend Sheila Taylor, and she's in the back and was happy to talk to you if you're interested in that. And next Sunday, our musician will be Diana Perez. We always enjoy when Diana comes. I guess that's it, huh? Is there something else you want to? Betty?
Yes, I would just like to make a request. July and August, we don't meet as a group, and I listen to you guys already. So I would like to invite you to come on the second Sunday of July and the second Sunday of August over here where we have our dinner today and have breakfast about 9 o'clock. And I hope I don't have to eat breakfast by myself.
So you're saying in the summertime here to come on the
July and
second
August.
Sunday and have breakfast?
July 9th and August 13th.
Okay, that would be wonderful. I know that's one thing that we miss, and that we have such a family here and so much wonderful times together. So that's a great idea, Betty, and thank you for it. And Julia, you have something?
Today we have our second Sunday over there. I have a few open spots, so if you didn't sign up, that's okay. We can still fit you in.
Okay, absolutely.
11:15.
Join them, it's fun. I go almost every Sunday. So now we'll end our service today. We want to thank Derek for being our sound engineer. He does a wonderful job. We appreciate you, Derek. And thank you all for being here this morning. It was wonderful to have you here.
Thank you.
We're going to have the peace song with Amy, and then we'll do our prayer of protection that Ellen told us about so beautifully, Helen, in her meditation today. So if you want to
Thank you all for
stand
backup
and
again.
join us for the
Yes,
peace song.
please.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. so